Dave Filoni did it, folks, and he did it well. Ahsoka Tano in live action, Chapter 13 of The Mandalorian Season 2, The Jedi. Now this episode had a real lone samurai feel to it, and I absolutely loved it. It started with Ahsoka, as always, being a character of action. She is looking to free people from oppression, and she's seeking knowledge from the leader that is causing that oppression. When Din Djarin and the child arrive at the city, they are tasked with hunting down Ahsoka Tano, which works out nicely because Din Djarin probably never would have found her otherwise. Of course, once Ahsoka Tano and Din Djarin meet, they form a plan to assault the city and free the people from oppression. The climax of the episode is an amazing duel between Ahsoka Tano and what is hinted at as being one of the last Night Sisters. But almost even better than the duel itself is the reveal at the end. Ahsoka Tano is looking for none other than Thrawn. That's right, the former Grand Admiral. That absolutely blew my mind, and I love how it sets up a possible Ahsoka Tano spin-off show. But getting into more detail of Chapter 13, I really thought how they handled Ahsoka Tano was absolutely fantastic. The agility and athleticism that the Ahsoka character has was represented so well in this show, and going into it, it was something I just wasn't expecting. But that said, one of my favorite parts about this episode is actually the superb writing by Dave Filoni. I love the fact that we get to see things from Ahsoka Tano's perspective. We see the oppressed city and the people who are tortured within. And after that, we have Din Djarin and the child actually walk into the city, which just creates a ton of suspense because we know more than the character of Din Djarin. And then of course, I absolutely love the fact that Din Djarin was tasked with hunting down Ahsoka Tano. I've done so many speculation videos with you, the community, and me myself, trying to come up with how these two might meet in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and while this was an absolutely perfect way for them to meet. I gotta say though, I wasn't a huge fan. Once Ahsoka and Din Djarin do meet, it's revealed that the child's name is Grogu, and that he was actually at the Jedi Temple during the Clone Wars. Now that is a pretty cool connection, but in the end, I just like the mystery that surrounded the child, and now some of that mystery is gone. But getting back to a positive, the absolute sheer amount of Ahsoka that we get in this episode really makes me think that yes, we will be getting an Ahsoka Tano spinoff. In fact, I think a lot of reviewers out there are absolutely not going to like the fact that The Mandalorian wasn't in this episode quite so much. I mean, just look at the final assault on the city. It was mostly Ahsoka Tano. Din Djarin comes in quite late to the fight and frees the prisoners, but it's Ahsoka Tano that does most of the damage. Something else I've speculated a lot about in the past is that Ahsoka Tano would indeed take Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, so it was very interesting to me to see that she wouldn't train Grogu. But in the end, her reasoning was sound. She mentioned that Grogu has a lot of fear, and that she's seen a fully trained Jedi Knight succumb to that fear in the past. And of course, that is no doubt her former master, Anakin Skywalker. It was very interesting to me that Dave Filoni made the choice not to drop Anakin's name at this point in the story. But if I had to guess, I think it's because Dave Filoni wants people watching those animation shows he worked on like the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. And talking about those animation shows, there were certainly some interesting connections. We got to see another Lothcat in this episode. We got to see what I believe was Morai just before Din Djarin meets Ahsoka Tano, and the fact that the oppressor, I believe she was called a magistrate, while she was hinted to be a Night Sister, which we've only seen in the Clone Wars animation show. But hey, Star Wars fans, that's all the time I got for my review today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I'm Mike. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.